Good morning, gamers, and welcome back to Hellstormwargaming. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. My name is Mikey, and welcome to the morning news. Every single Wednesday morning, we go live to talk about all the ins and outs, the goss, the drama happening in the general Warhammer or tabletop or just general community. Anything that takes my fancy. And what takes my fancy is you. Thank you very much for tuning in. You're looking really cute today. Thank you so much. Hope you're all doing well. Let me know where you're watching from and why aren't you doing any work? Are you tabbed out or tabbed in? Let me know. Good morning. Let me say hello to everyone who's here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Nice and early. Look at that. Bang on time once again, as always. As always, I'm bang on time. You know me. Seems like he's gaming the system, putting the start time back 15 minutes. Listen. I nearly choked on that. Listen, Conga Stewie. A king is never late. His subjects are merely early. And that is my new favourite line. I saw it on TikTok yesterday, and I'm going to remember that one. A king is never late. His subjects are merely early. And where does that leave you? I'll leave that question to you. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you're all doing well. As I said, I'm just dropping off the dice at the pool. You know? Dropping off my dice at the pool. Oh, man. The fact that someone from Element Game had to fish them out of the toilet, what makes this the best story? I know. Listen. I've got to be honest. the clickbait is kind of true today. Listen, I'm gonna have to quit. I think. I think I'm gonna have to call it a day. I've got nothing. My career is peaked. Okay. My career has peaked, right? I've had two banger tweets. Look, I've had two banger tweets. Look at this. Look, right? This unit just shot 10 D3 shots and caused 70 wounds with ignore cover and AP -1. The game is fine. 1,200 likes, 50 odd retweets and 28 bookmarks, 116,000 views. Okay, and then Toilet Dice, the thumbnail post got over 100 retweets and nearly 1,200 likes as well, and 75 bookmarks with considerably less views, but still a lot of views. Lads, I'm going to fall off so hard. I need to quit now whilst I'm ahead because I'm going to fall off like no tomorrow. I'm going to fall off as fast as someone coming out as a transphobe, okay? That's how fast it's going to be. But just not... I'm not even going to have to do that. I don't want to, obviously. But I'm going to fall off so hard. I'm irrelevant as of tomorrow, okay? So enjoy the final stream. The final stream with me doing my thing on the internet that you all enjoy. Because I've got nothing. I can't top Poo Gay. I can't top Poo Dice. You know? It's over for me. I'm out. It's over. L to the A to the T to the E. My name's Mikey. Listen to me. Hell yeah, Joel. How you doing well, buddy? Good morning, Decknell. Hope you're doing well. Building desolators in my kitchen. Good luck to you. Still no update yet. It's not going to be fun. I want to ask, our dice set's going to be restocked. I wasn't planning on because the last set that we bought took a while to sell. They didn't sell too well. I won't lie. So I don't know. I might get some of my blue ones in because I always use those, but I wasn't planning on anytime soon. Just challenge Elon to a cage match. Ultimate clickbait. That could work, Steve. How you doing well, buddy? It was a good run. It was a good run. You know, I think we did well. I think it was fun. I think it was a beautiful time. But I think from here, it is all downhill. I'm never going to be able to get 2 tweets in a row with over 1,000 likes. Never again. Never again. How am I going to top this? I need someone to do some really ridiculous controversy this weekend. I was on to get some of the Regal set. You know what? They were probably one of they were actually probably the more popular ones of the ones I got last time. So I'm sorry they're not in stock. It's just like the thing is with dice is they're so expensive. You have to buy so many. I need to take ages to restock. It's like, am I going to restock them or am I just not going to bother? You know. Let me turn this back down. Need to get someone with a great big turd on the one. Are you going to bring out Balanced Data Slate today for GDU to replace it tomorrow? Oh, lads, listen. All I'll say is I've got a video coming out today. Okay? That's all I can say. Morning, Mikey. Paying primary chaplain on bike with a broken wrist. Me, not chaplain. Oh, dear. I was going to say, just glue it back on. And now on to the Games Workshop Games developer job. Oh, I could do that. I'm probably going to release that as a video. That's funny. You just need to start creating your own drama and then report on it. The thing is, people accuse me of starting my own drama, and I just don't. I'm really boring, actually. I just like to read the internet because I think the internet's really funny. You know? Have you read the title? That's what he's doing. Don't call me out like that, Matthew. Don't call me out like that, okay? Listen, I'm quitting. I quit after this. It's game over from here. Yeah, I'm on the downhill after this. Hire somebody to pull stunts. Create your own drama. Oh, wait, he's already doing it because he said he's quitting when he's not really. Listen, you don't understand how hard it is. It's been a good run. It's been fun. You know? But I don't really... I've got, like, this cool, interesting post on Warhammer Competitive we could go through. Talk about the FAQs. I've got loads of games to unbox. As you can see. Or I could paint. I'm not going to paint any 40k. But I do have this guy built. Which is cool. So I could paint him on stream. This is from the new Harbinger set. Polgloth Shudderhood. That's what it's from. It is a very cool mini. Very, very cool. It's very hot. It's from this one. Polgloth Shudderhood. Thanks to Games Workshop for sending it to me, even though I criticise you for most things that you do. Which is a cool set. I mean, it's only good stuff. Blight Lords are good. Pusgoyle Blight Lords. Blight Kings are good. Pusgoyle Blight Lords. Pusgoyle Blight Lords. There we go. So many made up names. Are pretty good. I think the actual Harbinger is a bit shit. Like, rules-wise. I think they're a bit rubbish. But they are. It's very pretty. Start entering more painting competitions. I could do that. I would never turn that into a video. I really should have. I could always like do a retrospective. This is the time, and then release the stream. Mikey, if you were to play a Horus Heresy Legion, what would you play? I would play Iron Hands because I already have them because I painted them at Games Workshop and they are there. That's my Iron Hands Legion there. Can we zoom in? You might have seen them on Warhammer Community, but they're there. Look at them. Look at them bad boys. Beautiful. That's the army I'd play, because it's the one I've started. Ignoring whatever happens in the rate, what's better, 5 Deaths or 1 Whirlwind? 5 Deaths. It's more shots. Just wish it wasn't Nurgle. How can you have a Nurgle sorcerer that's not Nurgle? It's just a I really like the base, actually. The base is actually really cool in this mini. It goes together relatively well. You can't really sub-assemble it, which is my one complaint. It's my one complaint with most Games Workshop models these days. But like, you can't sub-assemble it. But I have left the horse off the base, but it just snaps in quite well. So that's nice. And it's a really cool model. But yeah, I don't remember what the rules are for it. Does anyone know what that guy does? I don't know. It says Games Workshop reviewer. Did I miss your breakdown of the tournament you entered? Drama might have distracted me. I didn't really talk about it too much. I'll be honest. I was too busy talking about poo dice, which is, you know, it's fair enough, right? It's fair enough. But I didn't go over it too much. It was only like a 10-man tournament. It was kind of like a quite literally like what it was called. It was a boot camp. It was kind of like, come play 5 games in a weekend. Like, I came second. I didn't get any prize for it, which is fine. I was invited by Rob to come down, and I had a great time. Lovely venue. Really cool. So if you are looking at events there, do recommend it. But it was just kind of like 5 games really. I got absolutely fucking trounced by Eldar round 2. Is this the quitter stream? It is. It is. And because I'm quitting, everyone, because I'm quitting, I just want to remind you, I need a redundancy package because I am falling off next week. I'm going to be irrelevant next week. So if you want to become a member, let's try and get 10 members. So Stremgold members. Let's go members, okay? 10 members. As little as £1.99 a month. You can join the channel. You get to join our Discord, which is super cool, very epic. I talk in there. And sometimes I insult people. And sometimes I'm really nice in there. And they just insult me. You can't really get around it. If you are already a member, you can gift a membership and let someone else become a freeloader. Because they can join the freeloading tier. So you can get a gifted membership and join the Discord for free for a month. But otherwise, if you don't want to, you can support the stream by liking it and saying hello in chat. That's what you can do. Currently listening on my headphones, assembling and fitting a flight of stairs. Would you hurry up and quit? Gonna go to GW. Listen. Multiple companies are calling out for me now, okay? Multiple companies want me to work for them. If it's not Games Workshop, it's some... Excuse me? Ziggy, I meant gift 1. Ziggy, I just meant gift 1 membership. I meant 101 as in 1, not 10 on your own. Jesus Christ. Ziggy, thank you so much for the 10 gifted, you absolute star, you absolute gentleman. Alex Shivler, Simon, Sean, Chris, James, Eric, Chris, FIB, Daniel, and Ridge. Make sure you say thank you because you're a fat freeloader now, thanks to Ziggy. Make sure you come and say thank you. There we go. All right, well, we'll hit the stream goal. It looks like I might have a stream in me then. Thank you so much, Ziggy. That is super kind of you, mate. 10 members, all in one go. Look at that. Look at that red bar. Look how much nicer it looks with the red bar. Do you think? Absolute legendary person. Let's get some hype in chat for Ziggy Zidane. Absolute babe. I can't thank you enough, mate. That is really, really generous, buddy. I know that's a lot of money. That's like 50 quid, if not more. If not more, mate. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, matey. That's because if I'd known you down at Rob's, I would have popped out and laughed at hurting you in person. Well, I think that's a good payment. That's a good... you know what? I'll take the 10 members. You know what? Rather than you coming and mocking me getting slapped by Tom round 2, I think I'll take the 10 members. Is that the Apex Legends board game behind you, or is that the Apex Legends box background, a reviewer copy, or were they selling them? This is a reviewer copy. This is a prototype. It's very Polish prototype. It has nuts and bolts in. It's very cool. I actually really like it for that reason. But it was like, you know, listen, this isn't the final product. And I was like, yeah, but it's got nuts and bolts in it. I love it. But yeah, that is the Apex Legends board game. So they're a really nice company, actually. I was hoping to work with them a little bit earlier before the Kickstarter launch, but it just never worked out. But I met them at UK Games Expo. I did a video with them. You might have seen on the UKGE where I snuck in and pretended to be a journalist. I did pretend to be a journalist. I interview people like a journalist with a spoon. I interviewed him with a spoon. Did you see? You might have done. You might not have done. If you haven't, I'll show you. Where is it? Look, I pretended to be a journalist. Here's Tom wearing some cat ears. I think. Oh, no, that's me. Look, interviewing people with a spoon. There it is. A professional interviewer, some could say. Yes. Talk to me. I'm a man with a wooden spoon and pink hair. Will you please come talk to me about your cool game? But it was great. It was great. It was fun. It was very fun. But yeah, they're a really nice company. Jacob's really cool. The game's really fun. I've had like a walkthrough of the game, and the mechanics seem really cool. Hey, the Ginger Axe! Thank you very much for becoming a member. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, the Ginger Axe. You're very, very kind. Really, really kind. There we go. Professional mic stand. It is a professional mic stand. I agree. Yeah, it's like this is like a reviewer version. So it's like it's not the perfect one. No. But like I'll show you the nuts and bolts because I think it's funny. I think it's funny. So this has got all the miniatures in it and stuff. That's the main thing. So like they've got these dials. I think these are score counters. Like again, just to clarify, this isn't the final version if you backed it, okay? This is a prototype. But look, it's just fucking nuts and bolts holding it together. How cool is that? I think that's so cool. I think they should have this as the final version. So it's just like fucking nuts and bolts. It's so good. Shield the health counters. There you go. There you go. I couldn't remember that bit. But there again, nuts and bolts. Easy peasy, boys. Easy peasy. But yeah, so I've got like, the miniatures are really nice actually. I was hoping to, I think I might do a video like just unboxing it and having a look. Why do you paint them? I could paint them. That's why they've sent me them. They've said like if you can do some content then that's fine. I mean the main thing is these buildings. Is it this way? That's not the right bit. But the buildings are made of cardboard, but they like pop together, which is quite cool. I'm trying to get to the miniatures. It's underneath everything. Final version with nice anodized bolts. Yeah, literally. Is it that one? Yeah, the buildings are really cool because you kind of go like, where's the square one? Into the square hole. I'm trying to work out which one's which. That one, and then that one. That's not the right one. God damn it! I'm trying to be like, yeah, this is a really cool product. I'm clearly not prepared for this, so don't hate me. Do not hate me. Like that shape, and then there'll be a building that is that shape, and then they like fit together like so. Nicely plated, exactly. Yeah, all the miniatures are right underneath everything. Oh, guys, you've ruined it now. The stream is over. Look at this. This is why I've got to quit. This is chaos. Why did I open this? I was like, oh, I'll have a look at the miniatures, forgetting that the miniatures are all underneath the game boards. There we go. Where's my main? Where is he? There he is. This is the content I've subjected 10 people to. Where's the refund? So they're really nice. These are all like 3D printed. They're all 3D printed, but the miniatures are really nice. Obviously, these are going to be casting like PVC or something. I can't remember his name now. It is a lot of cardboard. It is. But it's a full game full of like terrain and stuff. Like this is one they were using for demos at UK Games Expo. So you see there's a bit of glue on there and stuff, but. Carmaine Gibraltar, that's reserved for your war suit. Thank you. Excellent. So yeah, so like the miniatures are really, really nice. We've got Gibraltar in here. Let me pull Gibraltar out. Bam. There you go. There's Gibraltar. We paint him like the Invicta war suit. But yeah, they're really, really, really cool. They're just like primed in the minute. But the miniatures are really nice. Again, it's all 3D printed. If you're into Apex Legends, then you'll love it. If you're not into Apex Legends, I've been told Jacob's exact words were he'd put this on the shelf next to Kill Team because it's a board game, but it's a skirmish board game. He wants it to be sounding a bit more generic so more people get into it that aren't scared of war games. He's a big 40k fan. Listen, that man who gave me this has more Warhammer than I do, and he does it for fun. Looks really nice. They are really nice, yeah. So again, this is like the full game. It's not a dice game, which I thought was interesting. It's like a deck card game. So you like get weapons and you draw cards to do damage. Hey, Congress Stewie, thank you very much for becoming a member. You absolute legend. You're a fucking boy, mate. Thank you so much. They're really nice miniatures. Like this cardboard terrain, I'm not really selling it very well because I don't know which bit is the right bit. I think is it that bit. I think it's that bit. That doesn't quite fit. So I don't. Oh, I'm an idiot. It pops inside like so. right? There we go. That's how you pop the buildings together. Da-da! There you go, building. This is a terrain, and it all comes with, like, I think they're supposed to tuck inside. Like, it all comes with, like, the markings on. So it's like a grid-based system, so you can see the grid, these little white lines. And it's actually quite chunky because, for example, like... Right, the model broke, the terrain didn't. That's the important thing. Games Workshop models, terrible. The Apex Legends terrain, great. But the fact that it's quite chunky and it like holds it really well, and you've got like this is like a full table of terrain with multiple with more than a full table of terrain with multiple layouts, and it's just cardboard that pops together. I wish 40k terrain was like this because like imagine all the tables I can get in like a backpack rather than like every single table being in a massive really useful box. I could just like put it all in a one cardboard box and that'd be sorted. So that's that one. Do we have another shape? I don't think we do. We will, but I don't know where it is. That's not the right one. Anyway, that's how the terrain goes together. There we go. We got it all back. Oh shit, it's all this. I forgot about my ionized health and shield counters. Reminds you of the Tabletop Titans terrain they made. This is probably better than the Tabletop Titans one, because the Tabletop Titans one, whilst being full of controversy, whilst I love Tabletop Titans, what they did was arguably quite bad. The fact that it's attached to a board, it makes it a lot more limiting, whereas this is just, it's blocks, which is very basic, but for what you want in this game, it's great. But that's the review versions. That's not the final version. But if it's anything close, I'd be very impressed with it. What's the drama with the terrain? There is a company called Pop-Up Zone that like sent them a version to review, and then they never reviewed it and then released their own version. Something along those lines, basically. Was it Pop-Up Zone? It was annoying because I emailed them when they first showed it. Up Zone, not Pop-Up Zone. Hey Jason, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, so this was it. This was on Reddit years ago. So this is called Up Zone, as you can see. And it looks very, very familiar for those who like Tabletop Titans terrain. When did this fund? What was the date on it? Last update was this year. Yeah, so this was pop-up terrain, and then they launched this, and then Titans launched theirs quickly after. The pop-up terrain wars are still ongoing. Yeah. It was a bit bad. And by a bit, I mean very. I own that Up Zone terrain too. Is it any good? They're at UK Games Expo. Where were they? Where were they? I love the idea of that, but as an organizer, I could see it getting destroyed quite quickly. Yeah, for a tournament. They're like, oh yeah, you can have loads of tournaments in like a box, and it's like, nah, it'll get wrecked. They get wrecked. But for someone at home, this is amazing. You know what I mean? Let's see if anything comes with Tabletop Titans. Up Zone. Oh, I'll not read that. Fuck that. I ain't reading that shit. A year or so ago, look, here we go. Reddit dwellers, off we go. 2 years ago. It was on Kickstarter under the name Up Zone, did well. It hasn't shipped to backers yet. Tabletop Titans just released their own crowdfunding for a very similar product called Titans Terrain on Kickstarter. According to the Up Zone vote, Tabletop Titans, I think that's what that means, requested and then were sent an early review copy of Up Zone a while ago, but never released a review on it, and now they have a similar product. Have you got the DMs? Here we go. Here it is. Everything Epic at November 18, 2021. We thank you all for kind support. We have a very important statement that we wanted to make known immediately. We want to post an update about a recent Kickstarter project, Untitled Terrain, and some of the comments we've been receiving about it. We are no way affiliated with Tabletop Titans or their product. We are not working on their terrain or publishing their terrain. They are one of the very small handful of content creators who were contacted and expressed excitement and interest in Upzone and requested we send them a sample prototype copy. We then mailed them an early sample copy of our Cathedral Zone last year while we were running our campaign for Upzone, and since then we have never received our prototype back and never heard anything back from Tabletop Titans team. Talking about like how great they are. But however, we are shocked and very disappointed that Tabletop Titans chose to emulate our product so closely, and even naming conventions such as their Cathedral Square, which is so extremely similar to a Cathedral Zone. Yeah, so it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad, to be honest. So it was like when was this? Was it 2021? So it was a pretty shit thing to do, to ask for like a review copy, not make any money on it, not make any content on it, and then release your own. Pretty cringe. Pretty cringe. Not a good look. But then I think, how much money did that make? That made $600,000. 600,000. Okay. This isn't no reflection on after sales either. But oh, oh dear. I mean, $300,000 is nothing to be snipped at, but oh, I know which project I'd rather be a part of. Yeah, there's just way more backers. There's just so much controversy around it. They kind of like, obviously it didn't kill the launch, but it obviously clearly hurt it. So, and it was quick succession either, as well. Sorry, it was quick succession. It wasn't very long after it happened. Hole 1 lost in the board with the board game vendors. Yeah, that's not what you want to be. Morning, Barry. Saturday. I got Upzone, was very impressed with it. I've only ever seen videos of it. It looks quite good. I think the concept of pop terrain is cool. As I said, like gaming wise, I think the Apex stuff is better, but like aesthetic wise, I think pop up terrain on a board is better because you can obviously do a lot more with it. Whereas that is kind of like, it's very good when it's blocks, it's boxes, which is cool. That works great. But like if you want anything more interesting, then I think it might struggle. I don't know. Titans should have refused the offer. What they did was unethical. Yeah, I mean they shouldn't have like asked for a review copy. They shouldn't have got one. They shouldn't have taken it. They should have gone. Like, yeah, this was 2 years ago, so I'd like, obviously it feels like a bit like I'm dragging it up. Like, I'm not doing it for clout or anything. I'm just talking about it. But they should have said, we're working on a competing product. We're not interested. I didn't realize how much of a scumbag move that was. Kind of feel bad for every supporting Titans. I mean, listen, we all make mistakes. That's fine. You know, I think they might have apologized. I don't remember. When was that? November 2021. November 18th. 2021. So over a year, like nearly 2 years ago. Like, everybody makes mistakes. That's totally fine. I think they apologized. I just can't remember. If they didn't, that is coming. But you know, we're all dumb sometimes. None of it. You gotta remember that people like me and like them aren't business people. They're people who like Warhammer that just so happen to have a following. They didn't address it. I know they did address it. Upzone did contact Tabletop Titans about previewing their product. We did agree to do that. We decided to support their product because we thought it was cool and see it succeeds. We had decided to make our own branded terrain around 2 years ago and looked at many ideas. We were inspired by some old D&D pop-up terrain to explore making our own pop-ups. We tried and created simple prototypes prior to launch of Upzone. It was a hobby side project. We worked on it slowly. We were not very serious about it. It was short at launch. At the time we previewed Upzone, it seemed like a long shot that we would decide to sell our own terrain. That's why I didn't make a big deal about disclosing that we had explored this concept. There was no ill intent or desire to compete. We only wanted to help promote Upzone. We previewed Upzone once during a live battle report. We said how much we liked it and that people should back it. We then put it on a shelf and didn't think about it again. Our own explorations in pop-ups were different. We didn't feel like compelled to take away any ideas from Upzone during our explorations. It is the same. It was the same concept. It was the same concept. You can't. We decided we might want to make this for real. We hired contractors who are experts at paper engineering and digital art to make the final product. Neither of these people had ever seen or heard of Upzone, and their product did not factor in at all in our final design. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. That's even worse than I thought. Oh shit, that's even worse than I realised. Oh dear. That's it. If there's no drama, drag up drama from 2 years ago. We're in, boys. I'm back. I'm not quitting after all. Given the timescale, it's possible Titans was already going to do it and got the Upzones off to see what the competition were doing. And now that definitely reads like it was. Now that definitely reads like, yeah, we were just testing the waters of what other people were doing. Have you seen Battle Systems right now? I haven't, mate, no. Which is like still not a good thing to do, but not quite as good as copying it. No, I agree. How you doing, well, Kira? Thanks for tuning in. Times have been a bit sus how they treated Honest Wargamer Rob with the slap chop stuff, honestly. What happened there? What was that? I know they said that they didn't like it, but is there anything else, or is that it? The products are named so similar as well. Beep beep vehicle reversing. Oh, listen, everyone makes mistakes, but maybe we should remember the mistakes, okay? I'm gonna go back on what I said. Listen, I'm gonna back up, Max, okay? I am sorry to you in particular. Because I said, oh, you know, we all make mistakes, but I'm a bit like, make mistakes and own up to them. You know, if I make a mistake, I'm gonna own up to it, and I'm owning up to one right now. Maybe we do all make mistakes, but maybe we should be held very accountable for them. All right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back, gamers. I'm ready to start more drama. Titans, apologise to Upzone right this second. Right now. I want to see 3 tweets today. I want a tweet longer today. Make mistakes and make 300k. Fuck. I want 3 tweet longers today. 1 for every $100,000. I'm not leaving. I ain't fucking leaving. Get the apology bingo card ready. I ain't leaving, chat. I can't imagine how terrible everything would be if I left and didn't call people out. Titans, make an apology to Upzone. Send them $1 to say, sorry, lads. You know, though, the problem is because they're all Americans, probably. If they go sorry, Upzone will be like, lawyer time, lawyer up, bitches. Because if you say sorry, that's an admission of guilt. If you have an admission of guilt, that means you can get sued. So they won't apologise. But I want a tweet longer. 1 tweet longer. Time for Titans to break out the ukuleles. Oh no! Has everyone seen the ukulele? I know this is a week old news now. Did everyone see the ukulele? Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad.
My team has strongly advised me to not say what I want to say. I recently realized that they never said that I couldn't sing what I want to say. So here I am, and
this person is getting allegations of grooming children, by the way. This person is under allegation of grooming children, and to address it, this is how they respond.
Today I only want to talk about the facts. So I hope that you'll be willing to listen. My team has strongly...
I'm not a groomer, I'm just a loser was one of the famous lines from that song. Anyway. Absolutely unhinged. Absolutely unhinged, 100%. Anyway. Sometimes people make pop-up terrain. That doesn't mean they're a terrible person. Sometimes they groom kids. Sometimes they make pop-up terrain. It's all the same, guys. Listen, just make a song. Nothing says, I'm not a child groomer like a ukulele song. Well done, Ollie. Well done, mate. Absolutely unhinged. Very unhinged. Anyway, Deep dives in 2 to 3 year old news and apologizes for discussing something from a week ago. I am chronically online. I am just chronically online. I'm talking about something from 2 years ago and I said, sorry, this is a week old news. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Yeah, thanks, Joel. Thanks for calling me out like that. I really appreciate it. Anyway, what happened with the Slapchop thing? Let me catch up. One of them went in on Slapchop and saying that Rob claimed he invented it, but then when he was in chat to clarify, the main account said they didn't say that, and Rob sent back the exact clip. That is quite funny. If I remember right, they weren't happy about Rob claiming he invented the style of painting, except his video was satirical and he didn't actually suggest he invented it. Didn't he say that, like, he was taught by people in the Himalayas? Anyway. Seeing as just saying you want to create some 40k community drama with that Dicebreaker video. Oh, I don't know if I can do it. That Dicebreaker video is so cringe. I don't want to give it any clicks. No, it's Joel. Thanks for popping by. Turkish monks, that was it. He got, what's the word? Mod said they said something else, and well, Rob was right, but it wasn't the Titans. Basically, mod ghosting. Mod ghosting? Is that how you get like dono walled by mod? You can't touch or talk to the village. Said it's £10. It's a good video. You know, I've had my problems with Rob in the past, but we've passed the olive branch now, so I think we're all good. You know, we passed the olive branch, so I think we're all good. But his video is very, very good. They got like 700,000 views as well. We're close to the day where we can AI Tabletop Titans is the unhinged apology. I want a ukulele song from Tabletop Titans before the end of the year. What's your discount code link for the weighted dice? No. No. Morning, Jens. I thought you were doing well, buddy. We could watch the Dicebreaker thing. Right, we could watch the Dicebreaker thing. We could look at top 10 most pressing FAQs. Or we could paint, I guess. Poll time. What did do? Dicebreaker video. Other Warhammer video. Reddit. Top 10 most pressing FAQs. Unboxing. Oh, or other. If you vote other, there'll be another poll. If you vote other, there'll be another poll. Give us a drama, Mikey. Just joined and we're hungry for the 40k cringe. I've just been talking about something from 2 years ago. Cheers, Max. Where's the lampshade? Oh, my table's unplugged. It's still there. The lampshade is still on the ceiling. I haven't taken it down. Which Dicebreaker video? There was one about a certain member of the community. Any idea when the nerf's coming this week? This week. That's all I can say. What I can tell you, totally unrelated, I have a video coming out later. That's all I can tell you. F the olive branch, he randomly blocked me. I imagine because I have Twitter blue. Folks, I'd block you too, mate. Everyone wants a dice breaker video. The one site in the community who's promoting non-toxic competitive gameplay. Okay, let me just get a picture first, and then I'm ready. Let's just save this image before I start. The one non-toxic game in the community. Let me just get this image ready. We call it the juice, you know? That's what I'm going to call it, the juice image. I'm just going to crop out who said it. Someone sent me this, by the way. I just want to clarify. I did not get this myself. I'm going to crop out some names as well. Let's do this. Let's make it black. We'll do that. Oh, missed. Let me just save this very random image that I will not need today. But, you know, blocking people's names out and stuff. Standard stuff when you're doing journalism like myself. And I'm stalling because you can't actually see anything I'm doing because I'm trying to hide. Okay, let me open the image. I've got it ready. Did that update? There we go. Okay. What we call that is source, gamers, okay? We call that source. Maybe your body change should just be the ukulele. Apologies. Listen, I never learned how to play the ukulele because I'm not fucking cringe. Tabletop channel tier list. Hey, I actually thought about doing that this morning, guys. I was like, you know what I could do? A Warhammer create a tier list. I was like, who would be the GOAT? And he'd probably be Discourse. You know? Also, we got no news. You could say it's paint and chat day. I mean, most days are paint and chat. I saw it on my last live stream, so it's not cheating unless you get caught. Yeah. Anyway. No one would like a cheater, would they? No one would like a cheater. Someone who's shouting out for, like, you know, the competitive community and making sure everyone plays with sportsmanship would never cheat. Come on, quick tier list. I'm not doing a tier list. Mini Wargaming is the GOAT, no arguments. Are you sure? Mini Wargaming are great. But are they the GOAT? Are they a goated content creator? And the answer is no. It's probably just like right up there. Morning Science Pie, how you doing? Tactics are the best battle report channel. Are they the best battle report channel? Probably, yeah. Mini Wargaming at OG. Yeah, I think you have to have like a GOAT and an OG tier. Like OG just means you're pretty good and you've been doing it a long time. Playon is up there for great battle reports. Playon are very, very good at like editing, but I don't like the personalities. Like I think they're nice people, but I don't like the over-the-top Americanisms. I think that's probably what I probably don't like. Hellstorm in the meanwhile category. I'm GOAT. I'm GOAT, obviously. They're Canadians. Wow. Okay. The Americanisms that they have. Me, the American, have to correct you. Like they're very good at what they do, obviously, and the videos they make are very, very watchable, but also like I understand when you're online you have to be 120% of yourself, but some people, and it's okay to say this, sometimes those personalities don't rub off on everyone the right same way. You know, it's like the reason that there's so many channels that are successful. There's a reason that people watch you guys watch me, and there's also the same reason could be said why people don't watch me is because my personality is a particular way. So people vibe with that, but also some people really hate it, and they just hate it because I am the way I am. It's not something I can be like. It's not the content I make. It's not the things I say. It's not my opinions I have. It's just my mannerisms, the way I do stuff, the way I say stuff. People just won't like. Your sense of humour is perfect British humour. Perfect 00 British. What does 00 mean? But yeah, like I've got very British, like, dry humour that, and then just laugh loudly, and people just don't like me laughing loud. Like on that fucking toilet gate, dice gate. Like loads of people just be like, "Why are you fake laughing?" I'm like, "I'm not fake laughing. I just have a dumb laugh." I have the shittest laugh known to man. See? Oh, naughties. Okay. I have very millennial naughties humour. I agree. Mikey, that northern personality. I do have a very northern English, northern British personality. You know? So like people, like especially Americans, it's a lot of Americans don't get it. They don't understand it. They're like, "What you on about? Why are you laughing so loud?" But then at the same time, I don't understand them. Jimmy Carr. I wouldn't say I'm Jimmy Carr because that is like a very, very high compliment. But yeah, because I'm very northern British, people just don't understand that type of humor, and I think I get that with like a lot of like Americanized TV, and then I see that a lot of that in play on tabletop, like the same sort of things, you know. Yes, they're Canadian, but it's Americanized TV that they're making. I forgot his laugh. It's something like that. Listen to Ricky Gervais. Please don't compare me to Ricky Gervais. He's a massive transphobe. Oh. Can confirm that's his laugh. I'll take it. Majority T3, thank you very much for becoming a member, or being a member for a month even. Northern, I might as well be Costa del Sol to me. I watch your stream despite your personality. Thanks. Thank you very much for being a member, mate. Really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it, buddy. Can confirm that's his laugh. Something along those lines, isn't it? I can't believe you want me to watch the Dice Breaker. I didn't really want to start drama this morning. That's not why I've started streaming. Anyway, there was a video. Now, it's fucking absolutely slapped, to be fair. It's absolutely slapped. But it's Meet the Warhammer Pro raising the bar of competitive play. Combat Patrol video when? Mate, that fucking video is so much to edit. I'm hoping like sometime like before the end of the month. Can't wait to watch the Vanguard rebuttal video. Why you're a terrible person. I am a terrible person, to be fair. No, I've watched most of it. Listen, all I'll say is, if you've seen The British Office, speaking of Ricky Gervais, this month. Shed. If you've seen The Office, I felt like I was watching David Brent. Okay. Do you want me to watch this and react to it? Is this what you want? This is what you voted for? Yes. Yes, we all want you to watch it. I'm going to get you shit for this. You know that, don't you? That is the most British bird of all time. It is! It's not a lie! It's not even a lie. You made a legally binding poll. I did. What if I do another poll? Please do. Always been curious to your beef, not beef with box. I just know people that are I don't like people that are full of shit. You know, I really struggle with people who are full of shit. And like Steve, while he's a nice person, he likes to talk. You know, And I don't like that. I think it's really, like, cringe. Don't worry, Mike. I will make a beef video, Mikey, and draw the heat off you. That could work, Modian. Maybe we should coordinate our beef attacks. So I just don't like. I feel like I'm a very genuine person, and like again, I'm 120% of myself, but I don't like to lie, you know, or like sell an LMM coaching service where it's like you're going to get coached by this person, but actually going to get coached by these 5 people instead. And they're going to sell their course to these 5 people, and they're going to sell the course to another 5 people. You know? That's all I'm going to say. Surprised the beefy gym lad talks himself up. If you need to know one thing about Vanguard Tactics is that it's absolutely not a pyramid scheme. Absolutely not, Mr. Risby. Absolutely not a pyramid scheme, obviously. I don't think I can. I'm starting enough beef now. It's not a pyramid, it's a monolith. If you got one guy at the top, right? If you got one guy at the top, up here, you know? Look, let's just watch a video, unrelated.
Have you played much in a narrative format? I find I'm getting frustrated by matched play, increasingly optimized random armies, etc., and could really use a palette cleanser. I'm thinking of running XCOM style missions for some friends in first instance.
That sounds fun. Thank you so much. I didn't see who posted that. Thank you so much for the donation. I haven't really done much narrative. I think we're waiting for like a mini FAQ / balanced data slate. Okay, that's what I think we need. Then we can like feel like the game's in a nice place. But thank you so much for the tip. I really appreciate it. But all I'm going to say is, let's just change the words to one coach with more coaches who then get more coaches. Okay. Buses, I mean, bus. One bus who gets more buses, who then, by being with the buses, gets more buses. You know, it's like any bus, you know? You wait for one and then 3 turn up.
I have to go make a call.
I'm talking about buses, obviously. Anyway, I'm not going to watch that video. I don't think I can. Not anymore. I think I killed it. I think I killed it for myself. So much bussing. There's so much I love buses. Let's post. I love bussing, chat. Not bussy, just buses. I get it. You're mad at Steven got into his too black. I get it. He's probably part of the system. He's probably waiting for a bus himself, you know? I never played any 92, but I was chatting to a mate and noted that all the YouTube content is match play nowadays versus my first exposure to mini wargaming. Yeah, like a lot of the big content creators are all match play based because it's a lot more popular compared to like narrative. The narrative is like very, very niche. Mikey, very boss. I love buses. Choo choo. Box isn't bad. He's just all about the brand. The video is stomach churning, but people are still trying to make 40k in esport. Yeah, it's just like it just makes you want to be sick a little bit, you know. Deep down, we're all just waiting for a bus. It's true. I love Bussy. Hellstormwargaming 2023. I do love Bussy. It's not a cult. It's also not a cult. It's definitely not a cult. Play on Tabletop does a lot more narrative. That's true. That's true. Anyway, I don't like attacking people in my same space because the same space is so niche as well. Like, if someone does something really, really fucking dumb, like, really dumb, really scummy, I'll call it out. But, like, yeah, I have problems with some things that happen in the Warhammer community, but like a lot of them are. Is it small? Is a bus scheme small? I don't know. I'm probably not prepared for it. If I was going to do it, I'd probably just make a video. I'm probably not going to try and do it live. Like, calling out the guy rolling weighted dice is a good thing to call out. But calling out someone, whilst I don't agree with the practice, arguably, is it illegal? Probably not, because of the way it's set up. But I don't want to do that live. Warhammer is niche, so it's easy to tread on toes. Yeah, whether it's treading on toes or just like calling out someone. I'm not really prepared to be calling out people right now, so. Weighted dice in a shitty toilet. That one just kind of landed in my lap, you know what I mean? That was great. I do think in the quest to find the best list, we do hurt other parts of the hobby, e.g. narrative. I think like with so many tournaments and so many large creators coming from the tournament scene, looking like Art of War, it's a house of competitive players. Like, you're gonna get like a meta of competitive content. If I was only allowed to watch one 40k creator to the end of time, it would be Winters. I'll happily down this hill. Yeah, fair. Winters is great. Winters is very great. But again, OG. Sounds like a job for Honest Wargamer. I feel like I've said quite a lot. You know? I feel like I've said quite a lot. I don't know what else I could really add to it by watching that video and just saying the same thing over and over again. You could say it was in your line of shite with the weighted dice. Yes, you could. There's not a great deal happening. What I like to do, chat, you know when sometimes I've got like nothing, there's nothing happening? I like to go on YouTube, put in this month, and I put like view count and just look what's going on. And there's like nothing. Shorts are the meta. These are the most viewed videos. It's fucking coming up again. There it is. There it is again. Ground effective getting the views it deserves. Fair play. 127,000 views in 3 weeks. Fucking Chad energy. Actually making goated original content. There's not a great deal. Games Workshop sneaks in anti-SJW joke in official Twitter post. Grim. Gotta hate shorts in my feed. The thing is, shorts are just like OP right now. Shorts are... There's so many channels that are blowing up just because of shorts. Like, look how many... Look... In the last month, the most viewed video that mentions Games Workshop is 2.5 million views. The next one is 500,000 on short. You know what I mean? So me decide, I think it's fair to be a bit more careful. And if you want to talk about it more, then doing the video makes sense. Yeah, exactly. Doing it live, you have to be like... there's no rain. Where's the rains? There's no rains. I'm like... Camera's like had enough. Can you not, camera, please? For the love of God. I get it. I just don't go on YouTube for short form content. Yeah, I get that. I get that. But it's just like the meta, isn't it? Like YouTube are like overly pushing short form content. So like it's gonna happen. Oh, shout, if we're talking cringe and Art of War, listen to John Lennon trying to prove he's enjoying being on camera. I see how it is. Get to the cam shut off just as my video appeared. Oh my God, sorry, Kiriov. Are you actually? I literally just... Actually there. I was just scrolling. I wasn't even looking what I was... It's gone now. Kiriov is gone. I'll just talk to chat while I do this then. Just to say sorry. Anyway, let me catch up with chat. YouTube Shorts are their way of competing with TikTok. It is. It is. Yeah, like TikTok is like huge, and like every other company is scared of it. People attention spans are getting shorter and shorter, which is YouTube Shorts do well. You know what? I saw a really good video by Vsauce saying that was wrong, and I agree with him. Vsauce attention. Was it on Anthony Padilla? There it is. Here it is. This is a great... We're going to watch a short about shorts, okay? Meta time.
Sludge content on TikTok. You know what that is?
I don't know sludge content.
Have you seen these videos where it's like a split screen and one part of it is like a Family Guy clip and the other part is just like someone cutting up slime? We get panicky about like, oh, attention spans and what's wrong with us and all of this. Before the internet, people would like talk to each other, but like watch the birds at the same time.
Wait.
At the same time.
People had short attention spans in the past?
These internet fears are what I call phonio, fake new. It's not really a new problem. It's just human behavior doing what it's always done for tens of thousands of years, but with like a new costume on. Sludge content.
Phonio. You're all phonio. That's what Vsauce said. I love Vsauce. He's so good. And Anthony Padilla's podcast is so good. Actually, goated content. What are birds? That is a great question. That is a great question. What are birds? What are birds if not flying rats? But I thought that was really interesting. Like, yeah, on one hand, I'm like, oh yeah, people's attention spans are like dwindling, but also maybe people are just making really boring content all the time. The important question to both of you and Kirioff, will you be making a Threads account when it launches at the end of the week? I don't know. Do I make a Threads account? Because people keep like posting fucking Mastodon or pterodactyl memes again. I don't know what they are. Everyone on Twitter is talking about is it Mastodon? All I think about when I hear Mastodon is Mastodon, pterodactyl from the Power Rangers. That's all I can think. And everyone's like, "Oh yeah, we're moving on to Mastodon." I'm just like, if Twitter dies, I'll get loads of work done. It's not short attention; it's quicker dopamine. Yeah, I think so. What are birds if not dinosaurs persevering? Well done. Petition for Hellstorm to move Slime and Family Guy. I actually tried it once. You know that, don't you? Was it a stream? I think it was a stream. We were talking about Combat Patrol. Some of my thumbnails are awful. Some of my thumbnails are so bad. When did we do a review of Combat Patrol? Not Combat Patrol, like a boarding actions book. No, it was a long while ago. I'm trying to find it. Everyone missed this. No, it wasn't that. Addressing the controversies. I don't remember what happened in that. I'm trying to remember. Because this is all about 10th edition. Or is it? I don't remember what thumbnail. I'm sure. Oh my god, it's so bad when even my own live stream thumbnails, I don't remember what I did in them. It was a real long time ago. I don't remember. God damn it! Why don't I remember? I remember the thumbnail. I just don't remember when it was. It wasn't a year ago. I fucking unless I know why. Chat will be fucking unlisted. I'm so dumb. It'll be unlisted because I was unlisting live streams at the time. I was like, where's all these live streams gone? I know it's there. I did sludge content for 40k. I should have gone to the live streams playlist, chat. Codex supplement boarding actions. There it is. I think this is it. Are we doing sludge content? Because I had a fucking PowerPoint presentation. There we go. Found it. See? Sludge content. We did it. I'm covering my face up.
They have unique stratagems as well. Look how many they have.
See? Fucking always ahead of the curve. Always ahead. When was this? February 6th. Sludge content. Just fucking subway surfers in the corner.
So does every Legion, and spoiler alert, so does every chapter for the Space Marines, but not other factions. The Alpha Legion.
So the reason I couldn't find it, chat, is because it's unlisted. It's not because I'm clickbait. It's because it's unlisted. Oh, I'm just like the goat. Clearly the goated YouTuber. So yes, there you go. Fucking Subway Surfers. I've already done it. Completed it, mate. It was clickbait. No, I couldn't find it because it's fucking unlisted because I'm looking at the live stream tab rather than the live stream playlist, which is what I always tell people to look at the live stream playlist first. It's somewhere here. I'll find it straight away now. So this is all my live streams, even the unlisted ones. There it is. See? Told you. I knew I thought it. That was my birthday. Well, happy birthday. Mate, what the fuck? Why? Why did I have Subway Surfers? To keep people interested. Because watching me talk about fucking over a PowerPoint presentation is boring. This is to keep their attention. You know? I'm trying to work with the kids. The kids that like Warhammer, not anything else. I'm trying to keep their attention going. By talking about rules on a PowerPoint with Subway Surfers in the corner to keep them listening. So they don't look away. They can watch the Subway Surfers, learn about Chaos Space Marines. Goated content. Okay? See that? 800 views. Cringe. Probably because it's unlisted, but cringe. That's it. Slime, soap, Subway Surfers. That's the meta if you ever need it, chat. Does that really work, though? No, because my audience compared to a TikTok audience are very different. But they'll know it was a meme, and it's to understand the reference. But yeah, basically there's fuck all happening in 40k this week, because we already did it Monday, because Monday was fucking goated, and I can't think of anything better. I'm gonna fall off after today. It's the end. It was fun while it lasted. I don't think I'm online enough to be a YouTuber anymore. You do have to be chronically online, Kirioff. You do have to be chronically online. You have to use TikTok. You have to be a shorts creator. And you have to be inherently online all of the time. It does work for ADD people apparently, but not for retaining folks, just retaining people in the video. I mean, isn't that half the battle? Isn't that half the battle? Mikey plays ukulele to appeal to the kids' wed. No. What I have been doing this week though, I'll show you. It's not Warhammer related. I need putting together. But obviously, you saw that I had an Elegoo Saturn on my desk last week. Ta-da! It's not glued together yet. Ta-da! Look at this! How cool's that? Fucking Bowser, mate. Big Bowser. So I need to like glue it, but they're obviously making a review for the Elegoo Saturn, so here's a spoiler of a giant Bowser. And yes, there's a piano. Yes, there is a piano. The top of the piano is on my printer right now. Is my IQ IV camera gonna work? Let's see if I get IV cam working. Nintendo Lawyers Company 3. Hey, I didn't design it, I just printed it. Same rule for Games Workshop. This is gonna work. Oh my goodness. It's very laggy. Catch up. Catch up, mate. Is that really laggy? That looks really laggy. But there you go, there's the top of the piano. So that's just on the bed at the minute. I need to like take it off and clean it out. How cool is that? Anyway. Logitech controller disconnected. That's class, but can I use it as a Mutilate Vortex Beast? Yeah, fuck it, YOLO. Why not? It's cool though, isn't it? I'm really chuffed with it. I just need to like clean it up and glue it together again. I printed it in 2 halves, but I didn't realise there was a solid version, which I definitely should have printed. But it's a proper nice print. His eyebrow fell off, but I'm going to glue that back on. But I thought it's really cool, and it's really big. I don't know, like the piano is huge. I'll get the piano. It's not being secured yet, though. Like, look at this lady. Look at the size of the piano. Look, it's so nice. I know this is spoilers, but like, compared to the new Nurgle Sorcerer, it's bigger than the new Nurgle Sorcerer. And it says, handcrafted by Ludwig von Cooper. How can it be, how can lawyers come after me? It's handcrafted by Ludwig. You know? So, it's pretty cute. Again, this is spoilers for you guys because you watch the streams. Da-da. Da-da. Cool, right? Anyway, this is what I get up to. I really shouldn't. I like how I printed this in one piece, but not Bowser. Always compared to Ludwig. It's his son, you dickhead. Is Bowser going to sing a song about how much he loves Peachy from the painting phase? That would be funny. Peachy. Just replace all the words with Peachy. That's funny. That's a good bit for the video. Interesting Star Wars collection. Oh, behind me? Yeah, that's like just Star Wars stuff. I really need to open that Shatterpoint and do something with it. I need to make a video with that. That's what I bought last year for Star Wars Day. Is Bowser taking his shit? He's dropping off his dice, mate. This song is a tune. It's Jazzy Jingles. Nintendo Jazzy Jingles. Right, and we as I said, we can't do the Dice Breaker video. I've stalled long enough. Everyone's forgot about the Dice Breaker video. So, there's no other Warhammer videos either. So we can either paint or most pressing FAQs. That's what we're left with. No, I ain't gonna do it. I have to do what I say. There we go. I'll let you decide. If it's paint, I'll need a second to set up. If not, I've got the other thing on my screen. I would laugh if it starts peachy, peachy, peachy. It's zoomed in on 3D print and then zooms out to Mikey in a Bowser suit playing a tiny piano and singing. The thing is, 'cause it's such a big song, I'd just get copyright claimed, but it would be funny. It would be very funny. I decided against it, Jam. I started it off too hot. I started talking about about pyramid schemes, so I thought I'd give it a miss. It's time for the Reddit recap. Hell yeah. Shatterpoint is a fantastic box of plastic. I really want to do a video, but I don't know what to do. I don't know like what type of video I should do with it. You know? I like yeah, everyone's just made like what let's have what everyone else has done. Shatterpoint. Ooh. Shatterpoint. I should probably put Star Wars. Shatterpoint Star Wars. Like all of these videos, let's put most viewed. I can't just search Star Wars and put most viewed. Then again, painting all of Star Wars Shatterpoint in 2 days. Games on Hype 4. Just talk about new minis. Demo. Core set review. Core set unboxing. How to paint. French. Love Julian. How to play. It's all just like unboxings and then like how to play. I don't really know what to do with it, you know? Like most Warhammer content, it's all a bit the same. But I don't really have any like cool ideas for it. How you feel about Zorpazorp being the new Blood Raven's King of Creators? Zorpazorp stole my idea and then rushed it to do it before me. And then claimed that he'd been planning it for 5 years. What about how to paint? That doesn't seem to be there. It's literally every other video. Could create a new technique called slap chop. Totally original. What a great idea. Can't get excited over Shatterpoint. The models are okay, but there's something just kind of wrong about the setting of it that doesn't entice me. I really like the models. I really, really like the models, and I think the setting's really good. I created a pyramid scheme for Star Wars Shatterpoint. I'm starting a pyramid coaching service. Star Wars coaching service. I mean a pyramid scheme. I mean a coaching service. But yeah, like every video is just like how to play or how to paint. Or like an unboxing, which is just boring. And there's not much else happening. But I don't know how to approach it. You know? Because you know me, I don't do what everyone else does because everybody's already done it. It's been done to death already. You know? But even the paint coach, like how the best way to paint Anakin Skywalker, and it's a beautiful paint job. I've watched this video. It's a beautiful paint job. It's really good, but it's just how to paint, you know? Oh, what was that? Why is that on YouTube? What the fuck? Why has it got 2.4 million views? How not to paint. How not to paint Star Wars. Smash him. What the fuck? Yeah, it's just all the same. First look, unboxing, how to paint, speed paint. Is this the slap chop version? She's fine, but no, it's not slap chop. It's just using speed paint, even faster than slap chop. Don't bother. Oh, that's me. Wow. It's all fun and games until someone has to be the Sith. Yeah, literally. Right, you want Reddit? You want FAQ? We'll do FAQ then. We'll do it in a minute. I guess that's the problem with miniature game videos, is that you're not really able to break the mold outside of painting, how-to/challenges, how to plays, or playing. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit... I feel a bit limited with that game, to be honest. 90% Mackie comes back to that video after the stream. I'm not coming back to that video after the stream. I am not. Harder, Anakin. How about how we win Anakin Skywalker 20 Desolation Marines? I wonder. I think you should start beef content. I'll only start beef content if there's like a lot to go with. If there's like a big news story, I'm not just gonna like, alright, it's Tuesday, so I'm gonna call someone out. That's not my vibe. I need that terrain epic set. What terrain? Tommy, you watching a big delay, buddy? Anyway, let's do this then. We're gonna do FAQ. Let me get Warcom up so I can like get rules references ready. Stop stealing content. Yeah, it's a bit annoying to be honest. I've literally had that terrain. It's like up there, like ready to like pretty much finish and film. I've like got most of the video edited. Well, Josh is editing most of the video. And I just need to do the last couple of bits, and then yeah, I don't want to get into it, but it's just frustrating to be honest. Like if someone says, can you wait until I've done a video first, because then I'm not really making a series out of it, and they go, no. They're just a bit of a dickhead. Anyway. Let's talk about the FAQs. Let's move on. I don't want to keep starting beef with everyone. Just remember that it's not all sunshine and rainbows being a content creator. Sometimes people are just a bit of a knobhead. Anyway. Make Warhammer 40k cart content. Could use Gorkamorka cart content. What are you on about? Cart content. Compare the model rules to the characters' abilities on the show. Maybe. Not really my vibe though, is it? I need some Shatterpoint drama. That's what I need. Could talk about NEO at the end of the month and how it's going to take the major back from big corporate 40k and inject the magic back in. Yeah, big corporate 40k events are pretty cringe right now. This guy flushes his Star Wars models down the bog. Call it Shitterpoint. This is what I'm on about. Become yet another generic React Andy with Wargaming sprinkled in. I didn't want to react to a certain video this morning, but if you got any other ideas, then definitely. Custom Shatterpoint weighted dice considerably more effort than D6s. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. I just want to roll D6s in this game, actually. I don't want to roll the custom dice. Shatterpoint squad's tier list. More what I miss. I've started beef with everybody. And I'm about to do an FAQ review. Not an FAQ review. Talk about stuff that needs FAQing. The way Dice thing still cracks me up was so funny. I've fallen off. I've got nothing else. My entire career is just talking about poo dice. I ain't got nothing else to add to this conversation anymore. Talk about how boring some Star Wars games are. Call it Star Wars. At this point, lads, I'm just going to have to play only up. Not delayed. Sorry, I think you thought a nerve. Didn't realize he screwed you and thought it would be fun to go even more over the top. Probably not if there's real hard feelings though. Shame. Yeah, it's a bit annoying to be honest, mate. It's just frustrating when you're like trying to like work with people and consider them friends, and then they try and like screw you over a little bit. Early up is aging fast. I know, and that's like my career. At least we know what colour dice to order next with red browns with some yellow nuggets in, literally. Right, okay. Anyway, this Reddit post was brought to my attention recently because it's 14 hours old, hot off the press as always. Look at me, hot off the press. My career's not dying. I don't have to talk about poo dice all the time. But with the new edition of 10th edition 40k, we have a brand new index for every single army in the game, and we have obviously seen lots of issues, and some of them are even getting fixed. But one thing that isn't getting fixed is like just general erratas for like the FAQ of like clarifications. We don't really have many clarifications of going-ons of like certain units in certain factions and certain weird interactions. And this is what I thought it was quite interesting. Obviously, we talked about my problems with 10th edition and things that I don't like that don't really make sense. But there's a lot more that to go through. So let's have a look at this post by Red Call, which is called Top 10 Most Pressing FAQs. You know? So, this is a post 14 hours old. Because I'm apparently easily bored and obsessed with 40k rules, I thought I'd continue my theme of rules-related questions and see if I could come up with a list of top questions that really need clarification from Games Workshop. So I thought I'd talk about these, and then maybe I can like shed some light on them, whether I know the answer or not, or whether they do need clarification. So that's the question. So we're not talking about these aren't balance-related questions, i.e. Eldar, which is great. But simultaneously, the most important and least important, Imperial Knights, 1 dice or all dice. Important because of how much power depends on the answer. Only important because they're obviously addressing the power of Imperial Knights already. So obviously, Imperial Knights are due to get a nerf in some regard, coming soon, according to Games Workshop. But one thing that's not been clarified that really does need clarifying, that I've asked for an answer and we still don't know yet, is Lay Low the Tyrant. Now, Lay Low the Tyrant is an ability that the Imperial Knights have access to. And it's here. So it's part of the code Chivalric. If at the start of command phase you've completed an oath, you get this. An oath, if you complete the enemy warlord, each time this model is selected to shoot or fight, re-roll a hit roll of 1 and a wound roll of 1. Now, there's been lots of rumours about certain people talking to certain people and ideas from this and that and that and that. But there is no official word of what this rule does. Now, in 9th edition, this would be very obvious, but we've got rid of new edition, and a lot of the precedents set in the old edition no longer has the same clarification. Now, there's 2 ways you can read this oath ability. Each time you shoot, you can re-roll a hit roll of 1 and a wound roll of 1, which for some people could read re-roll 1 hit roll of 1 and 1 wound roll of 1. Which will be very simple and very clear. But because the rules are written in a way that is designed that you are rolling each dice independently, you are rolling a hit roll, then rolling that same hit roll into a wound roll, then a damage roll, then a saving throw, etc. The rules are written as if you're rolling 1 dice at a time. The same could be read where your Imperial Knight essentially re-rolls all hit rolls of 1. And all wound rolls of 1, much like Captain Lieutenant of old. Because the way they're worded, again, if you're rolling 1 dice at a time, is, oh, I've rolled a hit roll of 1, I'll re-roll it, and then I'll do my next attack. Oh, I've rolled a hit roll of 1, I'll re-roll it. Rather than being, you know, it's a single hit roll and a single wound roll every time they shoot or fight. You could also read it as every time they shoot or fight, they reroll all hit rolls of 1 and all wound rolls of 1. And there is currently no clarification of which way it's supposed to go because of precedent they've set in the previous edition where they said if you reroll a hit roll of 1, it actually means all hit rolls of 1 because you're rolling 1 dice one at a time. So this is like a really big one. I know it's been brought up. I know supposedly someone's talking to the rule designers and got an answer, but there's actually no official clarification of what to do in that situation. Now, I've ruled it as 1 single dice roll because the old precedent of rerolling all hits of 1 as a hit roll of 1 isn't in the game anymore, but it also, Imperial Knights are really strong, so I nerfed them. The bit says each time it is selected to shoot or fight. Exactly. But that also doesn't clarify it. Each time it's selected to shoot, it rerolls a hit roll of 1, which could be read as a hit roll, as in a single hit roll, or every time it rolls a hit roll of 1. Because if it's worded any other way, it's clarification of in your turn and your opponent's turn, because when it's selected to shoot or fight, i.e. fighting your opponent's turn, i.e. Overwatch, etc., does it reroll a hit roll? You know? If it was multiple, it should be worded hit rolls of 1. I agree. But if you look at like, is Warhaming still up? For 9th? I think it's all ones. If it was 9th edition, I'd agree. Because it's 10th, we don't have the same precedent. Does everyone have Wisdom of the Ancient stratagem? Here we go. So it's written slightly differently. Granted, the argument could be read. This is from the 9th edition Space Marine Codex. While a friendly chapter is within 6, each time a model makes an attack, reroll a hit roll of 1. So an attack is per dice roll. Granted, and it says reroll a hit roll. So this is a lot clearer, but you could still read this. People could still read this as making an attack is rolling dice, you know? You reroll a hit roll, so reroll a wound roll. It's a very similar wording, which is why it's not clear. Yes, it says when you make an attack, and the Imperial Knight says when you are selected to shoot, but precedent has been set, but clarification hasn't. You know? Compared to the Eldar Mastery rule, that says reroll 1 hit roll of 1, 1 hit roll, and 1 wound roll. That's true. It's selected to shoot 1 until you nominate targets. That's how I read it. Exactly. I agree. But the thing is people could read it the other way. Now you got me second guessing myself. The Exocrine special ability is worded similarly. Let's have a look. Exocrine. Very, very similar. In your shooting phase, after this model is shot, select one enemy unit hit by one or more of those attacks. Until the end of the phase, each time a Tyranids model makes an attack that targets that unit, reroll a hit roll of 1. So they only target ones, because each time it makes an attack that targets that unit. Is it each attack? Maybe. Each attack is a dice roll? Maybe. Is it every roll of 1? Probably. But all the wording is slightly differently. It's all slightly different. And that's the problem. You can't go, oh, we're going to make the fucking simplified not simple. We're going to make all the wording the same and then have different wording across the board. So that's a problem. This is a problem. We don't know. That's the question. That's the answer. It's not really clear. If it was clear, we could tell people to shut up. But the fact that you can read it both ways, we don't know. Universal rules, literally. Literally. There isn't a universal rule for this problem in particular. It's okay, because it's only their 10th edition. We can forgive them making rookie mistakes. I agree. Anyway. Anyway, so it's whether each time they're selected to shoot means 1 dice, or it's just whenever they shoot or fight. Universal rule of GW is foot in GW's mouth. Yes. Small independent company. Is it actually intended that aircraft are over 6 inches actually have to come in on the edge on turn 2 and then not be allowed to fire until turn 3? Yeah. Stop using aircraft, guys. Guys, aircraft are bad. Stop using aircraft. Aircraft are bad. I don't know how many times I have to tell you. This is fine. We know the answer is yes. Doesn't the Space Marine Assault Squad have the same wording? Probably. But if they fix this, they fix a lot. It's bonkers how GW still doesn't make these rules so they can be only interpreted one way. It's because the problem they have is that they are like an insular company. They're like got their groups of teams, the little rules team, they all talk to each other all day, they work together all day, but then they like get their own language and they all know what they mean, but then as soon as you talk to someone who doesn't know what they mean, they get it wrong. And then they're like, why don't you understand? It's like, because you've been talking to the same 3 people about the same rules for 6 months. And you've got this own weird language now where you all understand each other, but no one else does. Why can't they fire? Because they're bigger than 6 inches. So if you have to deploy outside your deployment zone at any reason, because you don't actually fit, you don't get to do anything turn 1. Stop running aircraft. If you want to run aircraft, ignore that rule, but you're also playing a friendly game, so don't worry about it. You measure all measurements from the base. Yeah, but doesn't all of the model have to be on the board? Right? Let's do it. Call rules time. Oh my god, there's so many mentions of aircraft. Deploying aircraft, that's probably going to be here, right? When you're instructed to declare battle formation, aircraft must start in reserves instead of being on the battlefield. Once it's started, aircraft are treated as strategic reserve units for all rules purposes. There's so many mentions of aircraft. It doesn't say, like, I suppose maybe strategic reserve, page 43. Don't say the word aircraft, please. Why are they doing it again? Strategic, let's have a look. Stop saying strategic, please. Strategic reserves. Arriving from strategic reserve. Must be arrive wholly within 6 inches of any battlefield edge, but no model in those units can be set within any deployment zone. Why do you say they can't move? Unless it's in a fucking the designer's commentary. Oh my god, why is there so many fucking pieces of document I have to look through? I hate this game so much. Where is it? Where does it say that? I don't fucking know. Where does it say it? Rules commentary, page 4, top right. Thank you. Page 4. Deploying units. There we go. When a unit is deployed, it's set up wholly on the battlefield. If rules specify a unit to be wholly within a certain area, That unit must be wholly within that area. See within and wholly within. If a model is so large that its base cannot physically be set up wholly within such an area, it must be set up so it's touching the battlefield edge during the turn. Yeah, it's base. It's only the base. There's literally no problem with this rule. It's only the base. There's no aircraft with a base more than 6 inches, is there? This is a dumb question. Dumb question. Dumb question. Okay. Can you gain more than 3 command points during a single battle round? Right now, the sentence that applies here says outside of the command phase, players can gain. Outside the command points players gain at the start of the command phase, each player can only gain a total of 1 CP per battle round, regardless of the source. This is unclear how it interacts with abilities that explicitly say gain X CP at the start of the command phase. If the answer is no, then the Imperial Knight's ability to gain 3 CP after doing the thing is probably needs an update also. One CP per battle round. I hate that it's called CP as well. Gaining outside of players, the CP players gain at the start of the command phase. Each player can only gain a total of 1 CP per battle round. Your command phase is split into 2 steps. In the first, both players gain 1 command point, and you resolve any other command phase rules. In the second, you test to see if you're battle shocked. Outside of the CP players gain at the start of the command phase. Yeah, so if you've got... Is it an autark? Yeah. Autark. Here we go. At the start of your command phase, you gain 1 CP. You can only get 1. Outside the command points, players gain at the start of the command phase. So that's the start of the command phase. So do you actually get 2, and then are you able to gain another 1? That's very funny. That's a very funny like cock up. Because clearly it says you gain a command point, then any other command phase rules, but it is deemed the start of the command phase because the autark says at the start of your command phase. So then, does that limit it to 1 CP per battle round? I think yes. I think yes, but that's very funny. That it's like outside of the command points you gain at the start, gains like 5 command points at the start of the battle round. And now I can only gain 1. I can only gain 1 per turn now. Intention is pretty clear. Kinda, but it's all at the same time. It's all at the same time. Again, intention versus rules is written. Rules is written, you can get the autark one and the battle round one and still gain 1 later. I don't think that's right though. I do not think that's right. So I think probably 1. The Imperial Knight's ability to gain 3. How did Imperial Knight gain 3? Is it a stratagem? If at the start of any of your command phases your selected oath deed is completed, your army becomes honoured for the rest of the battle. And you gain 3 CP at the start of your command phase. That's at the start of the command phase. So could you say that Imperial Knights can gain 4 command points and then gain another one later for like discarding the card? Because it's all at the start. That's funny. That's very funny. Because of the precedent of... Because of this. Outside of the start of the command phase. Start the command phase. How do you fuck that up so bad? Anyway, does shooting with a unit that makes it ineligible to shoot from then on? Nothing in the rules explicitly says it does, and there are several abilities such as Tau guiding and mission actions that require a unit to be eligible to shoot to do them, but say nothing about having already shot. Surely, yeah, because if you've already shot with something, it's no longer eligible to shoot because it's shot. The Night's War makes it seem like it's intended that the start of the command phase CP generation exempt. Yeah, I think so. As written, probably. But I don't think so, you know? I don't think that's what they want, but I think they want those rules to be like the exception. I don't think they want people to be gaining 4 command points at the start of the command phase and then getting another one as well. I think that's supposed to be like an exception of like, you get 3 this turn. Not according to all those double shooting abilities that cover this eligible to shoot thing. Have you got an example? What about GSE Kellermorph who can shoot multiple times? Can you shoot, action, shoot? I don't understand how they had such a great action mechanic and then ruined it. Hey, I see you, Chief Buddy. How you doing? How did they have such a great action rules explanation that everyone understood and then they ruined it? Kellermorph. I spell Kellermorph. Is it 1L? It is. So the Kellermorph is each time an enemy unit targets a friendly Gene Silicles battle line unit within 3 inches with range attacks. After that enemy unit has finished making attacks, it can shoot. Or this doesn't say about shooting 3 times. I don't really have an example of why this would work, but also why it wouldn't work. I think the intention is if you shot with a unit, it's no longer eligible to shoot. Otherwise, your unit is consistently eligible to shoot, so can then continue shooting at all times. Because if it's always eligible to shoot, it's never not eligible to shoot. Right? Tau, guiding, and mission actions. Where's Tau guide? I tried reading the Tau rule and I'm confused. If you shoot at something, it makes an out-of-phase move. Could you use an Overwatch stratagem to be eligible to shoot and perform an action? What is that question? I need more coffee. If you shoot at something and it makes an out-of-phase move, could you use an Overwatch stratagem to be eligible to shoot and perform an action? No. No. Because you are eligible to shoot, but you can shoot at it as if it was the shooting phase. You aren't eligible to shoot. You're shooting as if. The use of assault weapons advance to do actions. They can by the letter of the rules. Yeah, they can. Both, that's on those. As the rules are written, definitely both. Yes. But I'm struggling to understand this. Am I always eligible to shoot? I don't really have an example. As if, great ruling. It is! You can't do an action if you are shooting as if it's the shooting phase, because you're not eligible to shoot. You're shooting as if it's the shooting phase. Right? And fire Overwatch. You have fire Overwatch. Right, Joel. Shut up now. Shut up now. Get it, Ben. Your opponent's move on charge phase. So now you can. There we go, Joel. As if I just proved you wrong. Wasn't sarcasm. Actually, love it. No, buddy. Can vehicles do actions in combat because of big guns? Yes. Technically, yes. I think all those are written quite clearly, and it's actually here. It's actually there. Those are really, really clear, but this is a bit dumb because this is like, if you said that yes to this, then every unit could shoot and then do an action. It should be weird, so I think that's just dumb. If you already shot, you're no longer eligible to shoot because you've already shot this turn. So again, this one's quite clear. Space Marines could do actions and engage it because of pistols. Yeah, exactly. If you have a assault weapon, a pistol, or you're a vehicle/monster, you can do actions whether you're advanced or you're in combat. Can you use a grenade stratagem? I'll just close that fucking tab. Damn it. Can you use the grenade stratagem on a unit that hasn't shot, then activate it to shoot? And if so, why? That hasn't shot and then shoot. One grenade shooting that is not within engagement range of enemy units that has not been selected to shoot this phase. Oh yeah, that's true. I guess. So it says you use this on a unit that hasn't shot, but then you could just shoot with the unit afterwards, right? And if so, why? Nothing stops it shooting. Nothing technically stops the unit shooting. It's just kind of, I guess it's like, you can't use the grenade stratagem to finish a unit off. You can use a grenade stratagem to, or like finish a unit off after they've just shot. But you can use the grenade stratagem to like do damage and then shoot. That's really weird though. That's a really weird restriction. A unit that hasn't shot yet, but then it doesn't say the unit can't shoot. So why have this like limitation if you can't have shot yet? That's just really weird. That is so weird. What a weird ruling. What a strange rule. Did you see that GW is hiring a balance manager? Yeah, I saw that. I did my application on Monday. I got a video coming out for it tomorrow. I got my application in, Mordian. Don't worry about it. Someone's either left or got fired. Oh, that's a good one. That's not as intended. Is the intention that the entire unit is throwing grenades? Or is the intention you can't finish a unit off with it from that same guy? I don't know what that means. Why does it say that it's not been selected to shoot, but then says instead of shooting? Oh, that's so dumb. That's such a dumb stratagem. Oh, that's such a dumb stratagem. It just doesn't mean anything. I think they need to explicitly say shooting causes you to be ineligible to shoot, and that shooting twice abilities allows you to ignore this rule and shoot again. Yeah, I think so. Simplified, not simple. Hell yeah. This is great. Okay, speaking of firing decks, if a unit manages to shoot, then embark during the shooting phase, can the transport now shoot with their guns? Or vice versa, if the vehicle shoots, then the unit disembarks. Okay. Firing deck. Where's my quick start gone? Where is it? Can I close it? Firing deck. Where's firing deck? Oh, firing deck isn't in the quick start guide. Cringe. The quick start guide is great, but it doesn't have everything in it. So firing deck rule. Some transports have the firing deck X listing their abilities. Each time such a model is selected to shoot in the shooting phase, you can select up to X models embarked within it. Then for each of those embarked models, you can select one ranged weapon that embarked model is equipped with. Until that transport model has resolved all its attacks, it counts as being equipped with all of the weapons you selected in this way, in addition to its other weapons. You can shoot after each of the grenade strike. That's pretty obvious. As written, it's pretty obvious. Yeah, I agree. But why does it have to be a unit that hasn't shot? Why does that matter? Firing deck question raw, yes. Shoot, disembark, shoot, raw, rules intended, no. But you don't know what the intention is because it doesn't say that. You know? The intention is what's written down. If they didn't write it that way, they probably didn't intend it that way. But I agree, it's dumb. If a unit manages to shoot, then embark during the shooting phase, can the transport now shoot with their guns? Yes. If the vehicle shoots, then the unit disembarks. Also, yes. Because as written, firing deck just gives the vehicle those weapons. Right? I've got so many tabs open and none of them have real names. So the transport is equipped with all of those ranged weapons. So the unit isn't shooting, the transport is shooting with some new guns. GW will need less books and less documents. I've got like 9 tabs open. Time to get the devs in firing decks. So yeah, if you have a unit that can shoot and then embark or disembark during the shooting phase after a transport is already shot, you can shoot the same unit multiple times. It's the same as the Hellblaster thing, where Hellblasters can use firing deck on an impulsor to shoot out the back, kill the impulsor using hazardous, disembark, shoot, die from hazardous, and then shoot again on 3+. So that one, firing decks, currently, whether it's intended, don't know, but currently yes. Like this is like, I feel like some of these are quite good because it's like what is going on here, but this one is like as written is perfectly fine. Same as this one about the assault weapon, as written, totally fine. Does Trajan and his unit get to ignore damage modifiers? This is a great question. I don't fucking know. I need 3 impulsors. I hate the Hellblaster rule as well. It's so dumb. This is a great question because Trajan, the boy, Trajan Valoris, has a rule Make it smaller so we can read it. Make it smaller so we can read it. Make the thing window a bit smaller. Trajan, while this model is leading a unit, you can ignore all modifiers of the characteristic of models in that unit and to any roll or test made for models in that unit. So does it reduce damage? He does. Why? Rules is written, yes. Because you have strength, toughness, and whatever. That's fine. You know. But the way that damage is applied is your opponent is applying damage to their models. And then they reduce the damage on their model. I believe it's in the rules commentary. Again, if you got reference, lads, let's get it up. I'll pull it up and have a look. But the damage is applied to your own model. It doesn't affect the unit anymore. It says characteristic. Are weapons damage a damage characteristic? I don't think so. Damage inflicted is equal to the damage characteristic of the attack. A model loses 1 wound for each point of damage it suffers. So it's a characteristic, but then you apply it to the model. It's a number of wounds, and you're reducing it by 1. Are we saying it never takes damage? No, the question is if Trajan attacks something with -1 damage, does he do 3 damage or 2? I'm not trying to say he never takes damage. What I'm saying is does a unit's ability that he's attacking take precedent over it? Because -1 damage, I think I did this with knights. Let's see if we can find it. Wraith Knight. So Wraith Knight has a rule called each time an attack is allocated to this model, subtract 1 from that attack's damage characteristic. Because you're allocating it to the model. But then again, it is damage characteristic. I believe they're looking at page 1 of the rules commentary. Page 1. Let's have a look at page 1. Which bit? Some rules only apply against an attack with a specific characteristic. If the characteristic involved is AP or damage, Such rules are applied at the allocate attack step of the attack sequence. Each time an attack with damage roll is allocated to a model of this unit, add 1 to any armor saves. Otherwise, they're applied at the start. Maybe that. Maybe this section. Only apply against an attack with a specified characteristic. That doesn't really line up, but it's whether it's if the characteristic involved is AP or damage, such rules are applied at the attack step of the attack. The allocate attack. Where's allocate attack? Oh my god, I'm so fed up with these PDFs. Which one's the right one? I don't know. Ah, Akira. There it is. Ah. They got say allocate attack. Oh, I don't know. Page 18 of the rules coverage. Why is it 18 pages? Modifying damage. When a rule modifies an attack damage critically, if that attack scores a critical wound, the damage characteristic is modified before the damage applies multiple wounds. This doesn't really help. I know what the rule means, but whether it... This you choose to ignore all the specified modifier or only some of them. You're modifying charging characteristic, which you cannot do. Are you modifying the characteristic because the characteristic is still 3, but then you're taking 1 less wound from it? You know? Because that reads differently, because you're not modifying the attack, you're modifying the damage you receive. Because he's still 3 damage, but then you go, oh, that's 3, now I'm going to make it 2. It doesn't quite make sense. Because again, look, an attack with a damage characteristic of 2 is allocated to a model. The subsequent saving throw is not successful. So 3 damage is applied, but it's in points of damage. You know? So do you reduce the damage when you're attacked or when you fail a save? That's the question. So this says, each time it's allocated to the model, subtract 1 from the damage characteristic. If it successfully wounds the target, the player controlling the target allocates that attack to 1 model in the target unit as follows. Three, 2 is modifying the characteristic. Is it though? Because if you fail a save, you take points of damage from the characteristic, but then it's points of damage. Is this like this? It's this like this, and toilet dice while I watch the stream. Yeah, me trying to work out numbers. The damage inflicted is equal to the damage characteristic of the attack. I think maybe he does ignore -1 damage then. Because you allocate the attack, and it says whenever you allocate an attack, you reduce the damage by 1. If it's worded any differently, if there's all the ways that -1 damage is worded, which is fucking likely, then maybe it doesn't. The rule says -1 for the damage characteristic. Did it? Yeah, true. There's another one though that came up and I couldn't remember. Was it Imperial Knights again? I want so many tabs open, it's fucking horrific. I hate it. I think it was Imperial Knights that had one that's worded weirdly. Let me have a look, see if we can find it. Yeah, Warden's Bond. While a model is affected by this ability, each time an attack is allocated to that model sub 1 from the damage characteristic of that attack. So maybe he does ignore -1 damage. Ignore the katana. The katana of half damage. I know the camera's gone off, by the way. I know you're going to spam it. Imagine if they had a damage reduction USR. That'd be so clever. I don't know why they didn't think of that. Yeah, they all refer to damage characteristics. So I'm not really sure of the question. This is also why they broke their own rules regarding Devastating Wounds. Yeah, because Devastating Wounds stops the attack process. Because Devastating Wounds is quite clear, because it says Devastating Wounds, it becomes mortal, ends the attack sequence, it becomes mortal wounds, but then said, oh yeah, -1 damage still works. Damage reduction X, yeah. So maybe that does work fine. You're reducing the damage characteristics. I mean, that's okay. I mean, that's fine. The strict reading of the rules gets weird quickly. That's what I don't understand. Which bit are they reading? Is it because you've allocated to the model and then you're applying the damage characteristic to the model? You're not affecting the weapon. You're affecting the damage sent to the model. Anyway, on a related note, is it intended correct that something like melt a weapon in half range would still do damage versus a reduced to 0 ability, e.g. stealth drones twice per battle? After an attack has been allocated to the body, you could change the damage characteristic of that attack to 0. The logic being at half range, Belter is worded as +3 damage, and according to the commentary, modifiers are applied after the rules that set characteristics. So the order of operations will be ability applies, set the melter damage to 0, then the half range modifier would apply and add 3 to damage back to it, making the final damage 3. Also, yeah, this is exactly how it works, and it's really weird. This is a really weird one, because if you look at the commentary, set to maybe that should show up something. It's like modifiers, because we had a look at this last time with the Calidus. Modifiers. If a rule instructs you to change or replace one characteristic with a specified value, change the relevant characteristic to the new value, then apply division modifiers before applying multiplication, before applying addition, then subtraction modifiers. So if you have something that says set to 0, and then you have like melter, for example. Melter's a great example. I think damage 0, but it's not. As written, it isn't. Where's Melter on here? How is Melter not in the fucking quick start guide? See, the camera's annoyed at me as well. So if you have Melter, weapons with Melter X in their profile is known as Melter weapons. Each time an attack is made with such a weapon targets you within half range, that attack's damage characteristic is increased by the amount denoted by X. So, for example, D6 plus 2. You know? Because what you do is you're instructing it to change the value to 0 because it is fucking so many tabs. Because you change the damage characteristics of that attack to 0, but then you do the set value first, which is here. Set the value to 0, then do the addition. So the timing of it is, you shoot Melter, D6 plus 2 damage, but you actually don't do the plus 2 yet because you're going to set the damage to 0, then you're going to divide, then you're going to multiply, then you're going to do the addition. The same is with if you banner plus 1 OC and your battle shock. Yes, exactly. So the OC of the banners in a unit, the ancients, add 1 to your OC, but battle shock changes your OCs to 0. So you have a 0 OC, but then the banner gives you plus 1 because you do the set value, then the addition. I think the intention is when you set a value to 0, for damage, you're changing the damage characteristic, and this increases the damage characteristic by 2, for example, so Melter 2. But that's not how the rules are worded. They change the set, and then add up, do all the addition. This works the same way as for the Calidus, when you increase a command point cost by 1, if you then use that strat, let's say you make a command point go from 1 CP to 2 CP because of the Calidus increasing the stratagem cost by 1. If you use Rites of Battle by the Space Marine Captain, it sets the command point stratagem to 0, but then the Calidus increases the cost by 1. But so even with Rites of Battle, it still costs 1 CP because this. Is that change value to D6 plus 2 rather than add 2? But that's not how the maths works. Like the maths, I think the modifier, because it's a modifier, that it changes the damage characteristic attack. Anything that changes the value is a modifier, such as Melter. And the modifiers are quite clearly like... There you go. Modifiers are rules that change the numerical value from one value to another. This changes the numerical value from D6 to D6 plus 2. If you've got We're using Melter 2 as the reference, quick there. So this modifies the damage characteristic from D6 to D6 plus 2. So it's a modifier, so this is the maths for it. Right? How does this work for Battle Shock? You're still OC1 as far as the numbers work. Can't fully comprehend how a reset specifically called out as simplified is already more complex and full of holes, largely due to universal special rules and separate rules having horrible interactions before codexes. This happens every time. Every time they release a new book, there are so many things that don't make sense, and then it gets clarified. But what they've decided to do is release the core rules and 20 codexes all at the same time, and there's just so much. My running theory is it reset was decided last minute after 9th edition spun out of control. Everything is rushed feeling, it would explain it. Everything does feel very rushed. I had a mate say he doesn't want to learn to play because he heard the game's broken and unbalanced. Disappointed it's one less regular gamer to play with, and I can't really argue with him. It's going to be fine, but like, ugh. But is Melter 2 covered by Rule 2 in modifiers? Yeah, but then you go to Attacker's Priority. Which one comes in first? Right? We've just had Attacker's Priority. So I'm going to say you set it to 0 damage first, and then I'm going to make it Melter 2. But also, it says you do the addition, and it's an addition, because it's +2. You do additions at +3. At 3, sorry. It's clearly an addition, because it's +2 there. It becomes an addition here in step 3. So you set it to 0, then you do your addition, so it's +2. So it's just 2 damage, even though it's supposed to be 0. You know? It's dumb. It's all broken. Don't worry about it. It is all broke. That's why it's in this list. Cheers, Logit Face. Okay, what we got next? How many rules is there? Oh my god, we've only done... I need coffee. Metal modified step 2, it doesn't. It doesn't change the value. It's an addition. I thought we were like halfway done. so many to go through. This is far more than 10 things. There is far more than 10 things, yeah. I don't think D6 +2 is an addition. It is literally an addition. It is +2. Like, what's the definition of... What's the definition of addition? It's adding something. Because the damage characteristic is D6. You know? I think it should be 0, but as written, it's 2 damage. Can you disembark from a vehicle after it deep strikes? Surely no. But that conclusion is based more on no rule explicitly saying you can rather than anything that's saying you can't. I don't think you need to say what you can and can't do all the time. If it doesn't say you can do it, you usually can't. Like, you can't pick up and throw your models like across the board to move them. You know? So I think that's a bit silly. We have to speedrun a few of these. Is it intended that a unit that starts with 2 models can never go below 50% strength? Maybe they should switch to wounds when they're down to 1 model. That's a good one, because obviously battle shock is below half strength, and if you've got a perfectly even number, you can never go. I suppose with 2, anything above 2 you can, but 2 you can never. Don't the changes go on the stack? Start D6, changes to 0, changes to D6 +2. Got him there. In nowhere does it say you can't use toilet dice. I'll use toilet dice, literally. How exactly do hit modifiers from big guns never tire apply to the pistols? If I unit with pistols that isn't engaged at range of anything, I want to shoot a monster that is engaged at range with different unit, do I get -1 to hit for shooting at ranged? Or no penalty because I'm using a pistol to shoot at it? Similarly, if my monster that is engaged with an enemy unit wants to shoot at a different unit using a pistol, does it get -1 to hit? You can't... If my monster is engaged with an enemy unit and wants to shoot a different target... Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Big guns never tire. Right, let's have a look at big guns never tire. Chat, this is the one we're looking at. Okay. We'll highlight. And then we'll do this. Simplified, not simple, everyone. Right, monster vehicles that are eligible to shoot in their controlling place shooting phase, even while they're in engagement range of 1 or more enemy units. Ranged weapons equipped by monster vehicles could target 1 or more enemy units they are within engagement range of, even if other friendly units are also within engagement range. Each time a monster vehicle makes an attack that is in within engagement range, when it selects its target, unless that attack is made with a pistol, subtract 1 from the hit roll. It says unless with a pistol. That's really obvious. D6 +2 is the characteristic. +2 is not a modifier. In the same way, 2d6 is a characteristic, not a multiplication. The +2 is a modifier. +2 is a modifier because it modifies the damage characteristic. You mean these issues didn't come during your beta test event? The thing is, a lot of the time, is you won't realise you're getting it wrong because you just think you both know and understand it. I think it's all about different unit. So, no, but do I get -1 shooting range weapon, no penalty because I'm using a pistol to shoot at it? Shooting at a different unit. You can select an enemy unit within engagement range of one or more units each time one of your mates attack, unless that attack is made with a pistol, subtract 1 from the hit roll. Yeah, pistols aren't -1. I think that's really clear. Pistols aren't -1 at all. It doesn't say what you have to target. Yeah, that one's really clear. I don't really know that one. Can you rapid ingress with Grey Knights with first to the fray on turn 1 if you go second? The answer strongly seems to be yes, but confirmation would be nice. So this is anything that allows you to deep strike turn 1. Can you deep strike in your opponent's turn with rapid ingress? Because this is an interesting one, because I think it should be yes, but clarification is not really clear. Because if you look at the drop pod, the drop pod has a special rule called drop pod assault. Which says it must start in reserve, yada yada yada. This model can be set up in your reinforcement step of your first, second, or third movement phase. It doesn't say anything about battle round. Okay, so it can be set up in your first turn, your first movement phase. I wanted to look at rapid ingress, don't I? It says your unit can arrive on the battlefield as if it was the reinforcement step of your movement phase. So I think drop pod and first to the fray are probably fine to come down turn 1 with rapid ingress because it says you come down as if it was your reinforcement step. And it says you can set up in your reinforcement step of your first, second, or third battle round. So I think that's fine. Again, I think some of these are kind of like really obvious. Do stratagem's abilities allow you to take specific actions out of the phase, but don't actually mention the phase, still trigger other abilities that depend on that action. Oh my god. My brain hurts. We've been doing this for an hour. Over an hour, this one post. I thought it was 10. How many have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We've done 14. That is way more than 10. Do stratagem's abilities that let you take specific actions out of phase but don't actually mention the phase, still trigger other abilities that depend on that action. A concrete example, Drakari Reavers have an ability that says, after a normal move over a unit, do some mortals to it. They also have a stratagem that says, after shooting, make a normal move. Does the strat trigger the ability? The wording certainly makes it seem like it should, but the no abilities out phase commentary paragraph makes all this very confusing. Surely no. Surely no. Drakari Reavers. Oh, I just put fucking Drakari like a numpty. Each time this unit ends a normal move. No, don't do this. No, don't do this to me. Each time this unit ends a normal move, you can select one of your unit that it moved over and distract the movers. Is it fucking Phantasm or some dumb shit? Wait, what's the thing that lets it move? A stratagem after make a normal move. Subtract 1. This pain token. End of your shooting phase, you can immediately make a normal move. So can you trigger the ability that's not in the same phase? This is a very similar problem that we had. This is the same problem we had with the warriors. All as if normal is not normal easy. But it says that you can make a normal move. Regarding the melter thing, it's just weird. It's just all weird. We don't really know. There's no real clear answer. That's why it's been brought up. Which is my get out of my jail free card. When I think you're wrong, but I don't keep arguing. As if ruling. But he doesn't say you can move as if it's the movement phase. It says you can make a normal move. Right? There's no as if. You can immediately make a normal move. If it doesn't specifically say phase what triggers for normal move, then it works. Maybe. Maybe. Again, the same problem we had with the Necron Warriors the other day. Can Tower Ethereals really generate command points while they are in a reserve on a boat? Rule says yes, Sanity says why. On a similar but probably more impactful note, can Death Guard Hellbrutes use their Infuse with Blessings on their goal ability to select unit that's in reserves off the table? What? What? You can select one of you that's hit by one or more of the attacks. How can you attack something that's not on the table? What? That is the dumbest question ever. Death Guard. Hellbrute. Each time this model selects shoot or flight, after it's finished making an attack, select one immune that was hit by one or more of those attacks. What is this question? Can Death Guard Hellbrute use their Infused with Blessings their goal? In other words, how are you allowed to interact with the units that are on of the table? Grey Knights when they leave the table after being hit. Well, that's obvious because they've been hit. This is such a dumb question. Are you trying to choose a unit that's not on the board? But yeah, this kind of right. Can it really generate command points while in reserve? Yes. On a boat? No. The designer's commentary says that you can use rules that whilst you're off the board, you can. So while you're in reserve, yes, you can generate command point. But when you're on a boat, no, you can't. You can't use rules while you're on a transport, but you can when you're off the board. Which I think is really shit. There you go. Embarked units within a transport do not count as being on the battlefield for any rules purposes. This means that unless it's explicitly stated otherwise, embarked units can't do anything, e.g. shoot, fight, use abilities. Similarly, you cannot select an embarked unit as target any rules, including stratagems. So embarked, no. Nothing. But reserve units, any start the battle in a location other than the battlefield is not embarked within a transport that starts the battlefield on the battlefield is considered to be a reserves unit. When a reserves unit is set up on the battlefield, it counts as having made a normal move that phase. Any reserve units that have not been set up on the battlefield by the end of their battle round are destroyed. Units can still use rules and abilities while in reserve. But if the Tau Ethereal is on a boat and that boat is in reserve, you can get a command point. Because it counts as a reserve unit whilst embarked on a transport that's in reserve. But you're not in the transport because you're actually a reserve unit. Because it says you can't use it if you're not embarked. You can't use it if you're embarked within a transport that starts on the battlefield. Right? So if your boat is in reserve and your ethereal's in there, yes, you're getting a command point. But if you put the boat on the battlefield, you don't get a command point. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. Oh dearie me. Anyway, there you go. This is a dumb question. Shut up. Are you allowed to move via strategy abilities after Deep Strike? This is a ruling 9th, got removed in 10, so the answer right now is definitely yes, but while we're asking, might as well get confirmation. Well, yeah. He doesn't get in the boat until it rides on the table. Makes sense. Yeah, literally. How exactly do flying bases work these days? Great question. Do we measure from them? Don't we measure from them? Measure from them occasionally. What exactly was wrong with hovering ruling from 9th? If I have a hill exactly 2 inches by 2 inches, can I put my flying raider on top of it since the base clearly fits? Or is it illegal because the raider itself is like 8 inches long and sticks over the edge? You're going to trigger an infinite loop with these rules. My brain is hurting. I might have to stop. My head hurts. Also, please clarify how the heck abilities let you use a stratagem multiple times a turn actually work, especially with Overwatch saying once a turn. Is it intended that, say, you could pay CP to use stratagem normally, then activate a Promo's captain to use that stratagem again on his unit, but if you activate the captain's ability first, you would then not be allowed to pay CP to use a stratagem normally. This is yeah, we talked about this one already. We don't really know, do we? We don't really know. Can you use Fire Overwatch multiple times, even though it says you can only use this once per turn? Related, how do those specific, you can activate this ability to use a stratagem that target this unit, work with stratagems that technically require you to target 2 of your units? This is also really weird. Why do you have a stratagem that targets multiple units? Yeah, but why? But I don't understand why you would allow stratagems to target multiple. It's just a dumb system. Why don't you make stratagems more expensive and then have a 1 CP stratagem that targets 1 unit? This just shows that you're having stratagems that affect 2 units because the stratagem for 1 CP isn't very good. So you're making it half a CP but using it twice. I just think having a stratagem that affects multiple units and then abilities that can trigger on multiple units, shit. And just 1 CP, that's what I'm saying. No, technically it's half a CP. Because it's 2 units for 1 CP. Technically more of a balance issue than a question, but the commentary specifically disallows Conga lining, reanimating units, but says nothing about doing the same thing when respawning an entire unit back to the board. Whenever you set something up, it has to be in coherency. That's really obvious. On another note, how exactly does within coherency apply to reanimating more than 6 models when only a single model starts the phase on the board? They technically can't be within 2 inches of 2 models since only one exists when you're placing them. That's funny. So if you've got a unit that's less than 5, or like one model, and you reanimate 6 back, then as soon as you hit 7, you got to be within range of 2 models. But there's only one model you can place it next to, technically, because it has to be a model that was already there before you start reanimating. That's a funny one. So you can never place the final model within 2 of original models, because there was only 1 to start with. Unless the starting strength doesn't actually finish until you finish placing models. Right? So you got 1 model, and you reanimate 6, so you place all the models within coherency of the original model because you're reanimating. And then... but then as soon as you go over 6 models, you need to be within range of 2 inches of 2 because your starting strength is higher. But you've still got 1 more model to place, and it has to be in coherency, but there's only 1 model it can be in coherency of because that's the original model of the unit. And that makes sense. I don't know if it made sense to you. Melter is a modifier. If then what is then large cannons with D6 plus 1 or a modifier 2. Melter plus 2 modifier is a modifier because it changes the characteristic when you are in half range. That's why it's a modifier. It modifies the characteristic depending on what range you are. If you're going to say that it's at step 2, then reduced damage against a melter does nothing because you reduce the damage to 0 and then change the damage characteristic to D6 plus 2. Plus 2 is a modifier. Called plus 2 for a reason when you're in half range. So I think your starting strength should change when you finish placing models, but then you just get conga lining. I feel like the rules probably answer this one fairly clearly, but there's a lot of arguments I don't feel like wading through at the moment. Can you reanimate critical thralls that have joined a bodyguard unit as normal bodyguards? Yeah, definitely. It says it becomes part of the unit at full starting strength. Do the mortal wounds caused by failing to activate a psychic ability count as having the psychic keyword and therefore eligible for psychic specific feel no pains? I'm not sure where this exact interaction can even come up. Something about librarian having a HUD that grants feel no pain versus psychic damage. Also about weapons with the psychic hazardous keywords. If you fail the hazard test, the mortal wounds count as psychic. No. No, they don't. No way. Shut up. What a dumb question. Do the mortal wounds caused by failing to... Oh, I've just read that one. I still have got that highlighted. Please FAQ the favourite of con enhancement to make it clear you can only re-roll once per whatever World Eater's model only. Each time you make a blessing core roll, before doing anything else, the bearer can use this enhancement. If it does, discard all the dice in that roll and make a new blessing core roll. This new roll does not count as a reroll, so any rolls that allow you to reroll and manipulate individual dice can still be used. What's favourite of corn? Don't place models one at a time, therefore when placing models you deal with coherency one at a time. Yeah, but when you place new models, they have to be in coherency of the original unit, not new models. Favourite of corn. Each time you make a blessing core roll, before doing anything else, the bearer can use this enhancement. If it does, discard all the dice and make a new blessings core roll. If this new dice roll does not count as a reroll, so any rolls that enable to reroll and manipulate dice can still be used. Oh, so you can keep rolling until you get the best roll ever. If it does, discard all the dice in that roll and make a new blessings core roll. This new roll does not count as a reroll, so you can just keep doing it. So the original unit is redefined each time you add a new model. No, because otherwise you'd be able to conga line Razor. If you said it was every time you placed a model, then they'd be able to conga line. That's what they're trying to avoid. Problem is meant to be once per battle round. Ah, yeah. Yeah, because you can ultimately you can currently re-roll every single command phase for the best rolls. Does the Kronos refund on spending pain tokens stack if multiple Kronos units are in range? This is a really good thread. But just my brain hurts trying to figure out the questions. I think he's cleverly had one coffee. I spell Kronos. Oh, it's no H. What the fuck? Kronos. Each time a pain token is removed from your pain token pool to empower unit, if that empowered unit is within 9 inches, roll 1d6. On a 4+, you gain 1 pain token. Yeah, so if you are within range of 5 Kronos, can I roll it 5 times? If you have multiple Kronos. It says each time pain token is removed from your pain token pool to empower a unit, if that empowered unit is within 9 inches of this unit, roll 1d6. On a 4+, you gain 1 pain token. So every time you spend 1, if you are within range of 3 Kronos, you could gain up to 3 pain tokens. Because of this. There's only one instant of the ability. Why only one? It's an aura. Aura. That's why. Let's go, baby! Found it! Aura ability. Some abilities affect multiple models or units within range. These are known as aura abilities and are tagged with the word aura. A model with an aura ability is always within range of its own aura. A unit can be affected by more than one aura, but if a unit is within range of the same aura ability more than once, that aura ability only applies to that unit once. Smashed it. No. Once. Aura. Aura, baby. We ain't in an Ouroboros. We're in an aura, only do it once. Aura. Smashed it. Well done. Well done, Rob. Who said aura? Did anyone say aura? No, auras don't stack. Toothless. Well done, mate. Well done. Smashed it. Completed it, pal. You can have my job. Right. Can bunker fortification units complete actions like baiting objective in missions? Sure, why not? And while we're at it, the Hammerfall bunker is 4 shots per turn. Yeah, technically, yeah, it can. Are Tau Tide Walls allowed to charge people? Does it have a movement characteristic? I hate Tau, I'm not going to look. No one cares. Is it really intended that if you have multiple death jesters on the field, only one of them is allowed to use his cruel amusement ability? In a shooting phase, one model from your army with this ability can use it. If they do, until the end of the phase, that one of the following abilities to apply to that model's trigger cannon. That's funny. If you have 3 Death Jesters in your shooting phase, one model from your army with this ability can use it. If they do, until the end of the phase, you can give it this. So only one of them can have ignore, cover, precision, or sustain hits 3. That's really funny. That's really, really funny. Why? Why could only one Death Jester get sustained hits? You'd only ever want one. Cruel amusement for your opponent. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah, perfectly balanced. What happens if you doesn't have a melee weapon but gets charged? Right now, for example, the Corsair, Void Reaper, every mod is equipped with the Shuriken pistol, Dower, Parasol, but over the war gear options, all the Corsair, Void Reapers in the Shuriken can each have the Shuriken pistol, Eldari Power Sword replaced with one Shuriken rifle. What does he do? They just can't fight. They just can't fight. They don't have a weapon. How did that take an hour and a half? How did that take an hour and a half? There was way more. I don't know how many questions there were, but there was a lot. Oh, mate. Fucking hell. What a joke of a game we've got right now. It is so fucked. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. It's so dumb, this game. Forgets how to punch people. Probably. Makes most sense. Simple if you're a simpleton. I am a simpleton. If only there was a bus I could hire to understand it. Yeah. Yeah. We all need a bus. A pyramid bus. Anyway, gamers, it's 1. I've been streaming for 3 hours now. I'm gonna go have some food. I'm gonna go chill. But I've got a video coming out around 4 today, so make sure you're watching out. The game is better as a casual level and broken above anything above it. The problem is that all this just trickles into casual players, and like having an answer would be nice. Appreciate you suffering through that list. I'd try my best. Try my best. I'll probably turn it into a video before the end of the week. But yeah, there's lots of weird shit that just doesn't work. But yeah, again, casual players will be fine. But the problem is people are just inevitably weaponize it. They inevitably weaponize the fact that things don't really work properly. And that's a problem. It's people complain because all the competitive players point out all the broken stuff, but ultimately it gets fixed so it can't be used casually. That's the last thing you want, really. But also, chat, obviously I put out that video on Monday evening, of huge cheating drama at the 10th edition GT. And I said that the best poo dice related pun would win a set of dice. That was the one thing we said right at the end, I think. Was it here? And then salt bath. But actually, the order of events was test them, DQ the player. Where else do we go from here? I don't remember where I said it.
Trying to flush it up and just going, you know what? I'll use these at another event. Not that I recommend it. My man thought he was getting strip searched on the event. Why would you then go? If it was then salt bath, then he flushed them down the bog. Please put all toilet-based puns and memes in the comments on this YouTube video. Best comment, win some Hellstorm dice that aren't weighted. I'll buy them. Let's go, Tom. Best dice shit toilet-related meme or comment will win a set of Hellstorm dice.
I did say that. I said that the best shit meme about the toilet dice would win a set of dice.
I enjoyed that Reddit rundown.
Thank you very much, Organ. Really appreciate it. You're a legend, mate. And the best toilet dice comment, I did tweet it, but I'm going to see if it pops up. I don't think it's near the top. The best toilet dice comment was this one, I think. I don't think I've seen anything funnier than what Science Pie put with easily the funniest thing to happen underwater for at least 7 days. I don't know how anyone else is going to come out with a funnier comment than this about toilet dice. There's some funny ones, you know. There's some funny ones, don't get me wrong. The dice were discussing resilient, Nagel's number, you know. That's funny, but how does anyone beat this? How does anyone beat this as a funny comment? And I don't think they do. I don't think they do, to be honest. That's deep. It was deep. So, I think it's safe to say that I think Science Pie won. I haven't seen anything else as funny. I would say 2 soon, but those dice can't roll 2s. I was literally gasping for air. Oh dear. They weren't, to be fair, they weren't gasping for air at any point. I thought these dice I was getting a bit extreme now was good. It was good, that one. His dice didn't go down the drain, but his reputation within the community surely did. But I can't. This is one. So, Science Pipe, if you're still watching, mate, need your address. I got some dice to send to you. I owe you a pack of dice, because fuck me, this is hilarious. Anyway, and on that bombshell, I think it's time to call it a day. Thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Again, my career's over. I'm still talking about toilet dice 3 days later. I'm still talking about toilet dice, but I'm going to go chill out. I've got a video coming out this afternoon around 4, so make sure you're watching the channel ready on. Make sure you click the join, the subscribe and the join button, but also the bell button, because we love bells. Because I'm the bell. I'm the real bell. And you're amazing for hanging out. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really, really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you guys. And it's always fun. I love Wednesdays. We just shoot the shit. We just literally just shoot the shit. It's always good. But thank you very much for watching. Again. End, Mikey. You missed off the end. What's it about? Who knows? Who could say? Who could say? It might be about some rules. I'm going to go now before I break any contracts. I love you. Bye.